Hello, and welcome to That Girl Magic, the podcast where we explore the transformative power of wellness, self improvement, and magic. I am your host, Karinna Franco, and I'm thrilled to embark on this journey of discovery with you. Welcome back. I am so excited. I am actually really, really happy. And I just want to jump into it and let's get it done. So, today I want to bring out a topic that a lot of people they tend to call it the wellness wheel or the different facets of wellness. So I wanted to bring on here and have a chit chat about what each thing involves and what you can do to go ahead and improve all those different aspects of your life. So let's jump right in. So, a lot of people believe that your wellness has about six different sections of it. You have all kinds of things that you can improve on yourself and make yourself feel better. And let's go each by each in small little segments. So let's start with movement. So, what can we talk about movement? So, movement is anything that you do with your body, moving, stretching, challenging your body, gentle exercise, enjoyable exercise, going to the gym, going on a walk, taking your dog out for a walk, joining your friends in a hot girl summer walk, going to a sport event and play something like golf or tennis or pickleball or whatever other thing. Basically, it's some sort of movement on your body. Something that makes you feel good, something that makes you feel great. Because the key here to make wellness and make movement be something that is enjoyable is definitely choosing something that makes you feel good. Especially us as women, we don't have a 24-hour cycle like men do. We have 26 to 28 or even 30-day cycles, which means that we go through phases where we feel more energetic and less energetic, depending which part of our cycle we are in. And you can go back to the previous episode where we talk about our moon blood, where I delve a little bit into it. But basically, you need to find a form of movement that you really enjoy. If you're someone that you have a pet and you like to take them out for a walk, maybe take them out on a longer walk from time to time instead of the typical maybe 10 to 30-minute walk. Maybe go on a 45-minute or an hour walk. Maybe you're someone that you love to hang out after dinner with your girlies. Well, how about instead of you guys just sitting around on a table, you guys go ahead and have your chit chat while gently walking and strolling through the street. That will add movement, it will add steps, and will add a source of movement that is very enjoyable. After that, we have stress management. I think that's pretty obvious. We live in societies where we have stress about all kinds of things. We are concerned about how we look, how we feel, how people think about us. We are concerned if we are doing well in our jobs enough. If you work for yourself, you're stressed if you're not performing well. If you study, you're concerned about your grades and how you're performing in school. And if you have enough time, if you have family and children, then more stress gets added into it. And we live in a society where like our cortisol levels, our stress levels are just running really high, and our body does not have the ability to see the difference in between low stress, like something that is very minor, versus fight or flight. A lion is coming, you need to run. Like our body does not have the capability to do that. So if you are constantly in a state of stress, you are going to give yourself a state of like anxiety and even panic, which can lead into all kinds of mental disorders. So, something that I believe that people should focus on is also stress management, minimizing, mitigating the stress by learning to prioritize and delegate, release, and also laugh. Like you need to find ways to enjoy yourself, find yourself a hobby, find yourself something that you can do on the daily. You could journal, you could have like a hobby that you do every day. Maybe you're a book reader like myself. I love to read. It's like my favorite thing is to finish off my day and read. Or, for example, I take my books with me and I read in the transportation to help me relax. And that's a really, really great way of me to deal with my stress. Also, it's extremely important for you to rest. Oh my gosh, you need rest. Giving yourself the time and space to rest and relax and rejuvenate and sleep and leisure. You need to give yourself time. Like, we cannot be in this hustle culture of go, go, go. Like, you're just going to kill yourself by constantly being on that go, go, go mentality. I see this pattern happening all around me. Like, people are studying and working and doing side projects and side hustles and side this and side that, and they want to do everything at the same time, and that is just really, really difficult for you to just keep going in that environment for very long. And I really truly believe that people should have what I call the three wins. Your um, basically your movement win, your mental win, and your emotional win. So something that makes you feel good, something that makes you feel productive, and something that enhances your brain, and also something that makes you move. Because if you allow yourself time and space to rest, that's why vacations exist. That's why we have days off. And you should have vacations and you should have days off, because that will give you the opportunity to actually truly rest. And you should fully take advantage of it. Take a nap, okay? I'm telling you, go take a nap. Then we go into relationships. So, relationships, a lot of people may hear that word and they think, no, I don't want a boyfriend. No, I don't want a girlfriend. No, I don't want a partner. That's not what we're talking about. Talk with your friends, your family, create a community, find support and connection. Like, it's the best thing ever when you have a day off and you plan to just hang out with your girlies or hang out with your friends. And even it could be as simple as you guys just hanging out and having a pizza night, or heck, watching Bridgerton, like, just enjoy yourself. Like, to me, I find that a lot of people like put pressure on friendships. It's best for you to have little but good than a lot and very bad. Because I rather have those 2 to 4 friends that they're my ride or dies. They're gonna be there no matter if I'm like the poorest person in the world or the richest person or the happiest or the saddest, because they're just gonna be there for you. Because when you put yourself in a position that creates this community situation, you will not feel left out. You will not feel like you have no support. You're not going to feel like you can't do anything. And it's really, really important for you to like connect with people. And I know that people have all kinds of different situations where it may be harder to make friends or harder to connect with your family because maybe you have like different points of view. And that's fair. That's why you really need to find your own people. And that is not something that you find in 5 to 10 minutes. It's something that you need to actually create and connect and put yourself out there. Because we're also in a society where like we're so stuck in our phones and everything is so down on the phone. Like, what happened to people just like you by yourself having a date with yourself and taking yourself to a museum or a cafe or the cinema by yourself, and then maybe you bump into a person or you start a conversation with someone else, and that develops into a friendship from like a first encounter situation because you both find yourselves interesting to create this friendship. Like, the reason why we created friendships in school was because we talked. If you bring back yourself, like, let's envision this for a moment. Imagine you're back in like middle school, high school, college. The reason why you even have friends from that time, or you had friends at the time, was because you guys started to talk about something that was common grounded to yourselves, which was school or the lectures or the schoolwork or whatever else. And then from that point on, you guys started to have conversations at a personal level, your likes, your dislikes, where you like to go, where you like to eat, what you enjoy to do, your hobbies. And then it got deeper and deeper and deeper until now. Probably some of you are listening and you're thinking, oh my gosh, I do have that. My best friend is like my middle school classmate that came with me all the way to college because we studied something similar or we studied in the same college. Or it's my friend from high school that we separated during college and we did long distance friendship for years. Like, isn't that amazing to just like have this community, these people that you can count on that you may not even talk on the daily, but like you always check up on each other like on a weekly basis. And every time you see each other is as if you like haven't seen each other for years or you've seen each other like yesterday, you know? And also with family, I also understand that a lot of people have a hard time connecting with their families because there is certain family dynamics that is really hard to connect, which is why you need to find your people even more. Because if you cannot rely on your family, the people that brought you up for whatever reason, you need to find your tribe because that is going to be your lifeline. And we as humans are social beings and we need to have that kind of level of relationships. We then will go into spirituality. So, spirituality is a touchy topic for a lot of people because we have the New Age spirituality, the Earth spirituality, and all the other religions and all of the different relationships to each other's gods. And I'm not going to give a comment on that because whatever your relationship is to a higher being, whether it be a god, a goddess, the universe, the spirit, the sky, whatever it is, or even if you feel like you don't, you need to create a relationship that it's higher than yourself with yourself. And that is highly important. Let me tell you why. And I'm going to give little parentheses here and tell you a little bit about myself. I grew up in a Catholic family. When I mean Catholic, I mean heavy Catholic. Like they went to every Sunday to church. I went into Catholic school and I studied for 4 years, begged my mom to get out, and luckily my mom let me out because I did not connect with the Catholic Church. It was not something that made me feel good. It was not something that made me feel connected. To this day, every time I enter a church for whatever reason, I don't particularly feel comfortable. It's not something I connect with. And later on in my life, I went back to feelings that I had and ways of seeing the world that I had back when I was in high school. Because in high school, I was able to be a bit more free and a bit more open and more expressive with myself. And I was able to discover a bit more about myself. And during that time, was experimenting, looking into different religions. Like I actually learned a lot about different religions that I didn't know before, but I never delved into any of them. Now, I am a self-proclaimed witch. I call myself a witch. I have my witchy hat. The whole point of this podcast, That Girl Magik, is to basically make you understand that you are magical no matter who you are and what you believe in. We are magical beings because we are more than just our physical bodies. We are beyond anything else. And the whole point of this podcast is to talk about all kinds of topics from the most logical to the most spiritual. And to me, being someone that I believe that the universe listens to me, that I also am a person of science and I know that sound waves just keep on traveling. Just because you can't hear them does not mean that they don't stop traveling. So I truly believe that you could speak yourself and your life into existence. So I believe that everyone should have their own version of their own spirituality. Even if you're an atheist, even if you don't believe in anything and you believe in logic, well, that's your own form of spirituality. You believe in the power of logic, of physics, of chemistry, of the sciences. And that is already a form of spirituality to yourself. And you should also be grateful. The act of gratitude does not correlate with any specific religion. You could be grateful for your life. You could be an atheist and be grateful. You could be a Catholic and be grateful. You could be Muslim, a witch, a pagan, whatever. And you could express gratitude. Gratitude for your home, for your family, for your friends, for your job, for your ability to move your body, for your ability to speak, to see, to hear. You could be grateful for anything. Whatever you're grateful for, no matter how small or how big, you have the right to be grateful. And practicing gratitude is something that if you do it on the daily, you start to be grateful about. Normally people start being, when they start like doing like something like a gratitude journal, they start with the big things. Like, I'm grateful for my mom, I'm grateful for my dad, I'm grateful for my home, I'm grateful for my job. They start with like very generalized, very big stuff. And then after you journal for like 100 days and it's like the big things are gone, like I'm already grateful for those things. What else can I be grateful for? Okay, maybe I'm grateful to wake up in the morning because I know that some people didn't have the privilege to wake up. Or maybe I am grateful for the birds chirping in the morning because they help me relax. Or even more, like I'm grateful for that one butterfly because I correlate butterflies with the sign of the universe listening to. Right now, I'm recording this episode. You guys are listening to this. I don't know in what date. I haven't decided yet. But it is the 3rd of June right now. I had my interview for the college that I want to get in. And for me, I correlate butterflies as like the universe is listening to me. The universe is letting me know that things are happening. And today definitely tested my spirituality. It tested my trust and my relationship to myself and to my higher self and to a higher being. Because the outfit that I had chosen, I don't know why, was too tight. I came to realize that there was a button and I had cut the sleeve thinking, oh, I'm going to just do a little snip and the sleeve is going to like get a little looser and not be as tight. Little did I know that it had a button. That was an invisible button that I couldn't see. So last minute, I had to run out of my house, go to my mother, wake her up, beg her to stitch really quickly my sleeve because she's quicker than me stitching. And then I proceeded to go to the train station, proceeded to find out that I had no trains for the next hour, which meant that when I would catch the train, I would arrive late. So then I had to go back to my mom. I rested a little bit, called for an Uber, proceeded to get stuck in traffic with the Uber. Luckily, he knew all kinds of crazy streets and he kind of just went around and got me to my place. Got there too early, funnily enough. And then I was a nervous wreck for about 10 minutes because I'm thinking I just rushed. I was thinking that I stink of sweat. My makeup was like melting off from the sweat. Luckily, I had taken my makeup compact. I hadn't forgotten about it. And I touched up my makeup. I fixed up my hair. Did all kinds of things to make sure that I didn't look or smell the sweat. Because we all know that summer, even with deodorant, sometimes some smell can come through. And it really tested my ability to have patience. It almost sounded as if like the universe was testing me being like, hey, I'm going to put a couple hurdles on your way to this one really important thing in your life to see if you really want this. Because if you just give up and turn around, I know you didn't want this hard enough. So I got there. The interview went amazing, in my opinion. We shall find out. And when I was in the train, coming back home after having a pleasant bus ride and being on the train, I suddenly look to my side. Be aware, like the train has two sides. I was scrolling on my phone and I look to my side and I'm thinking, why did I look to the left side? Because I'm sitting on the right side. Normally, the window that you tend to look is the one closest to you. So I look into the left side of the window and I just see this butterfly passing through. And it's almost like, oh my God. The universe literally just confirmed to me that I passed the test. I passed the test. I passed the test that the universe gave to me, trying to see if I had the determination to make it to the interview. And this is the moment where I'm like, okay, I get it. It connected. In this little moment that I just told you, this is why you should connect with your own version of your spirituality, because it will make you be able to do things that you didn't believe it was possible to do. Last but not least, nutrition. I left this one for last because this one is easy and hard at the same time to talk. Let me tell you why. Everyone knows that you should be nourishing your body with properly prepared, nutrient dense whole foods. But let's be honest. We are right now in a society that, and we're talking right now, it's like summertime, and we know what's going on in the magazines. All kinds of crazy diets and the Ozempic usage, and nothing against people that use it. I'm just trying to make a point here. We are fascinated and insane at the same time of the perspective of being the thinnest possible, the hottest possible, and not getting older. No matter what you do. If that means like back in the 80s and 90s and even 70s with the cotton diet and the water diet and the case of the man um that went famous for literally like doing a starvation diet, like, and the Atkins and the ketos and the vegetarians and the vegans and the carnivores. There's so many diets out there, and no one ever stops to think, why are you sugarcoating? Why are you giving the same recipes to everyone else? Because what works for me doesn't mean it works for you. What works for your mom may not even work for you, even though you come from her genes. And the reality here is like we look at nutrition as the small portion, when in reality is the biggest piece of the pie. Because when people think about losing weight, a lot of people think, oh, I need to get myself into a membership on the gym and go and lift weights and do a lot of cardio and run for 30 minutes. And I need to walk 10,000 steps. You could be sedentary and still lose weight as long as you are in a calorie deficit. And that's tea. That's all you got to know. Because what matters is eating well and getting the proper amount of nutrients. Because let's be really, really honest. If you do not get the amount of nutrients that you need to be healthy, you will not be able to live a good, fulfilling life. You will not be able to do the goals that you wish to do, the dreams that you wish to do, the things that you want to do. because health is important, nutrition is important, movement is important, stress management is important, spirituality is important. Everything that we just talked about is extremely important. Everything is important. There's nothing that is bigger than the other one. Deep down, everything is important. But some people put certain things higher than others. And I just said that nutrition was the biggest piece of the pie when it came to weight loss. But we're specifically talking about weight loss. Because if we're talking about health, wellness in general, it's all equal. It's all equally important. It's all part of what makes you healthy. Like, what's the point of you having a 10-step Korean skincare routine and spending thousands upon thousands when you just eat junk food that causes you to worsen your acne when you know that it does? What's the point of you consuming that one random supplement to help you sleep if then you don't manage your stress enough to be able to help you relax? What is the point of you doing all these things to improve yourself visibly, your skincare, your hair care, your nail care, your body care, if then mentally you're disconnected with yourself, you're disconnected with friends, with family, you're isolated? Everything is important. Everything. Nutrition, spirituality, relationships, rest, stress management, movement. They're all important. So just do it, because this is important for yourself, because you are important to yourself and to everyone else that cares for you. Make yourself a priority. Focus on you always. Don't forget to follow That Girl Magic to stay updated on new episodes. Let's unleash our inner magic and create the life of our dreams. I'll see you in the next episode.